Hey y'all, I'm Kris and this is It Worth It, y'all? Welcome back. Today, we are going to take advantage of the sunshine even though it's nice and nippy outside. We are gonna go smoke a brisket that we purchased on our hamburger stock up that we did the other day. So as you know, we're coming out of Pantry Challenge and I looked at the sales ads and our local grocery store had this amazing deal on ground beef. So we hurried up and ran over there and I got my limit and Greg got his limit. And then we came back, and while I was there, this is why I'm not allowed to go to the grocery store, y'all. While I was there, I was scrolling through the meat refrigeration coolers, or what do you want to call them, and they had a brisket. And that brisket was a 12-pound brisket for 50 bucks. And I was like, that is a really good deal. So today, I'm going to show you, we already got it going, I'm going to show you how I smoke a brisket in my pit barrel, which I've never owned a pit barrel before, and I've had it for a couple of years now. I love my pit barrel. So we'll take you along for the journey. It will take all day, and that's okay, but it doesn't take all day's effort. It just takes you checking on it every now and then. So it's a really cool, easy process. I know it can be intimidating because it is a big piece of meat. It is a big investment for one piece of meat, and you don't want to screw it up. So hopefully I can erase that fear for you and show you how really easy it is to smoke a brisket. This is the brisket that we're going to start with. As you can see, it is a very, very large piece of meat. We are working with a 12.7 pound brisket. We paid $50 for it. Obviously not going to fit on this pan, but we're going to do our best. So you can see how it comes. It's enwrapped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save you the goriness of getting this rinsed off out of the plastic and dried off, and then we're going to start the seasoning process to this thing. We got her out of the bag and washed. The next thing we're going to do is we need to dry this piece of meat off. I prefer to use paper towels. I don't know. I feel like it's just cleaner that way, and the sanitary level is good. I just feel like I need to utilize paper towels in this part of the journey with this big old piece of meat. Large pieces of meat are kind of a big deal. First of all, you spend a substantial amount of money. This was a great price on a 12.7 pound brisket. It was 50 bucks. That is, I know that sounds like a lot for this type of brisket, for a brisket at 50 bucks for 12 pounds. That's actually pretty cheap. So we are going to actually do some trimming on this. I do not want these big, hard pieces of fat on here. It's just, the smoke's not going to get in there. Like, there's a big piece of fat and it's hard. So like this stuff, I don't care. See, it's like whatever. They kind of trimmed off some of the membrane. That's fine. But like, this is a huge, look, if I cut into this, look, it's still fat in there. So like, I want this really, really hard piece of fat off, because that smoke's just it's not going to render down. It's not going to melt and do good things for the meat. It's in the way. So we just want big, see how deep that goes? Like, it's still just fat. Like, I want that. Ooh, I put a towel under there. I mean, it's like, see how just nice and supple that is? And this is like, rah, rah, rah. We want to get rid of that. And so that's what we're going to do first. Let me see if I can get under it a little bit this way. We cut a little meat off. That's all right. Yeah, see, we're still there. Now we're starting to get somewhere. I need to put a towel underneath here. It's still just like hard. Let's see if I can go some more. If I can find a membrane to get under and pull it. Oh yeah, let's see. Now we're getting there. Now when I get down to a certain level and it's like the part where it's hard is really, really small. Sorry guys, my plate, you know what? Here, let me fix that real quick, because that's just gonna bug me if it keeps spinning. Okay. That is better. It's not as big of an area. See if I can get a little bit more out. Okay. Now, the way that you prepare your brisket is to, oh yeah, that's way better. See how nice and, yeah. It probably won't render down all the way, but it'll be better than this hard stuff. Because that's just, it's not gonna do anything. Okay, I'm happy with that. There is a piece over here I might play with. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is gonna be an easy one. Let's get this off. Just a little bit. Nothing too bananas. I'm just gonna cut it back a little bit. There we go. All right. Yeah, that's not too tarred. That's good. That's good. Big old hard piece right here, but it's kind of like internal, so I'm not going to mess with it. Take that off. Just cause. Put all this fat over here for later so we can see what we cut off. Okay, now we're going to do the flipperoo. Put some paper towel down because that other side's going to be wet. And then grab some paper towel and be ready on the flip. And this is a 12-pounder, y'all. It's it's heavy. Okay, I'll do some pre-cleanup on that side. So when I flip the heavy side, it'll be okay. Okay, this is the heavy side. Okay. Just get the actual pan cleared off. Okay. Woo! Okay. This is the back of the brisket. You can see all the pretty fat. This is good stuff. There is, so like this right here. See how this gives. See, just look how, watch how different. And then it's like hard. I want that hard fat off. I don't like the way that cooks. And I don't like the way that there's a big old hard piece right here too we'll take off. Like I said, I don't like the way that renders, and I'm just gonna get rid of it. There's the big old, and it's thick too. Let's go right there. I used to not prep anything, but then I realized you're doing yourself no favors. And the smoke can't get to where it needs to go if you leave that thick of a piece of fat on there. That's just dumb. But it took me a couple briskets to figure that out. I'm like, it's not edible either. I mean, it's not like you want to even feed that to a dog because it's so thick. Maybe a big dog, not my dogs. Heck, it probably weighs as much as one of my dogs. So this is a little bit of a process. It's not too terrible. But like I said, just get some of that, the really thick stuff. Because you want that fat. That's fat. Fat is flavor, right? So like all this down here, I'm not touching. Might be a little piece right here that I get off. Maybe. We'll see. No, I'm okay with that. Maybe a part right here. All right, we're going to put you on your side, dude. Oh, gosh. Okay. Maybe right, that piece right here. Dig that out. And don't get me wrong, I am not in a cook-off. I am not worried about cutting this symmetrically or any of that. I am a home cook getting ready. Look at that. Like, you're not going to do nothing with that. I am a home cook getting ready to put this on my pit barrel and smoke it for, I don't know, 6-7 hours. So I'm sure if you're into competitions and stuff, you're watching me going freaking out. That's okay. Don't freak out. This is just me doing me. So maybe one day somebody will get the nerve to spend the money on a piece of meat and do this for their family, because it's not hard. Time consuming, not hard. Okay, I think I got all the big chunks that I want off. I think, yeah, they were pretty good. I'm not going to take that off. Yes, I am. That's really hard. You're not going to be able to eat that anyway. There's a big old piece of gristle right there. You can feel it. Okay, I don't want to expose too much of the meat. So I think that's good. And you can see, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, there's paper towels under there, but that's a lot of meat. Maybe I'll weigh it. Maybe that's a good idea. I'll weigh it and let you know. For reference, I wanted you to know too that we started this at like 7 o'clock in the morning. So this was in the refrigerator. It never went to the freezer. It was always in the refrigerator. And we just pulled it out at 7 o'clock. I have not started my fire yet. Oh, I was coming over here for gloves. I do not want to do mustard without gloves on. Okay. Got my gloves. So this is, come on. Once we get this seasoned up, then it's going to hang out here on the counter till the fire is ready to receive it. So it is okay for this meat to sit out so it comes to room temperature. We're going to use mustard to give this a mud bath facial. If we need more mustard, we'll go get more mustard. Should take this whole bottle though. It's a big old piece of meat. Okay. Now you can, like I said, I'm seasoning this the way I want to season it. You can do whatever you want to do to your brisket. There's all kinds of recipes out there on what flavors to use and what everybody thinks is their best. I'm of the mind that this is just what I do. So this is kind of just the jumping off point for me for a brisket. Okay, turn it over. And it's funny too, because you really don't taste the mustard, but it does make a pretty color on the bark because of the turmeric that's in it. Get it everywhere. Remember, this is a 12-pound brisket. The seasonings that you put on here are gonna feel like they're really thick, but it's a 12-pound brisket. I'm gonna take one glove off. Try not to get mustard all over me, but I did. Then we're gonna take, I am going to use, actually, this Cajun two-step fire seasoning from Stale Cracker. Yeah, I bought his products, and actually, the seasoning is really nice. So we're gonna do that. Oh, come on, mustard, stay off me. You gotcha. So we're gonna start with this, and I'm gonna put, and yes, it is liberal, y'all. Put it on. Don't be bashful. I've got 2 cans prepped and ready. We're laying it on thick, and that's okay, because it'll be all right. Remember, it is a 12-pound piece of meat. There, I should get that out of there. Some of this is going to rub off, some of this is going to fall off, and that's okay. We are just going to make it as pretty as we can. And then I'm going to flip this meat. Oh, took my glove off. Okay. Wash our hands. Do the other side. Oh, see, there it goes. All right. Let me do a do-over on the, whoa, on the gloves. And we'll do the other side. All right. Washed our hands and put a new glove on. This I might go ahead and just let top off like I did the other one. I know, don't yell at me for using my good knife to open up a paper thing. I just want to make sure I can get my, there we go, get my hand in there. Had this stuff for a little while. It started to clump in the bottom, so I'm glad I'm using this. I got rid of 2 of them. I think I got 2 more up there. There we go. That's pretty good. Get the, you know what I'm gonna do too? I'm gonna get you guys a tape measure. I'm gonna actually show you how big this is, because I know sometimes the cameras on don't really kind of reference how big these things are. Okay, this is, I'm happy with this. Let me get all of it, because I still want to weigh this fat for you guys. Let me get all this junk out of here before I take my glove off. Ugh. I tell you what, it's so nice to work with gloves. I know it's plastic and all that, and you know, some people are like, don't use plastic, but I tell you what, when you're messing with especially like mustard stuff that'll stain your skin, it's so nice to have the ability to just put us a towel down. Tear that. Then I'm going to move all this fat over here, because I told you guys I'd weigh it. Let's see. Get all the fat. And kill these paper towels too. All right. We took off, we started out at 12.7 pound brisket, and we took off, oh my gosh, it's 1 pound, 15.8 ounces. So I'm going to call that 2 pounds. Is that okay? We're going to call that 2 pounds of fat. Oh, here, let's see if that'll work. It didn't move. All right, we're going to call that 2 pounds of fat. So let me also get the tape measure real quick. Let me throw my mess away. Wash my hands back up a little bit. Let's do, okay, so that's a foot. That's 12 inches across, okay? And then I'm going to take it from like the longest, that is about 22 inches. So 2 foot's right here. So it's about, I'm going to, yeah, let's be conservative and call it, well, I mean, we'll call it 21 inches. So it is 12 inches at its thickest point, and it is 22 inches or 21 inches long. So, and this is a 13 by 18 pan, sheet pan, 13 by 18 sheet pan. So this is a foot this way and almost 2 feet this way. So it kind of gives you an idea of how big this piece of meat is. So we are going to start with, I don't know if you can see down there. We're going to start with just a few coals in the bottom, or briquettes in the bottom. And then we're going to set up our chimney and get the chimney going so we can light the pit barrel. And for those of you that have never used a chimney before, I'll give you a crash course. There's the chimney. I like to take some of the bag, put some of the bag on the bottom, because we'll use that to light. Get it then in there. Fill this up with charcoal. All right, got that bag done. Fill that up with charcoal. Put a little go-go juice on it, because we're not trying to make this hard, we're just trying to make this go. I'll probably overkill it, but hey, at least we know it'll start. And then I like to let it sit for a minute and soak up some of that fuel, and then we'll light it. All right, that should be nice and soaked in. There's these little holes in the bottom of a chimney. You just light your, get an aim and flame that works, y'all. Come on now. Okay, try number 2. Okay, brand new one. There's a flame. Go on this side. Cool. So now what's going to happen is this little guy's going to burn all that paper off and light those briquettes on the bottom. There it goes. And it's going to create the coals in the middle to turn white and hot. And then what we'll do is we'll pull that grate, dump all those coals in the bottom, and then we'll have a fire ready to go. So it looks like we're ready. So since we're gonna hang this, we don't need that. See that grate in there? We don't need that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up this chimney. I'm gonna move this grate out of the way. Set it down on the ground. And then I'm gonna dump these in here. Notice I have heat resistant gloves on because it's gonna do that. You need to be careful. So now the chimney's empty. We'll just set that on the ground and let it cool off before we put it away. Then I want to show you down in there. All the coals are in there getting ready to catch the other coals. Those flames will die down. That's just the residual fuel that we put on it. So I'm gonna put my glove back on. And these are the pipes that we're actually gonna hang the meat from. So I'm gonna put these in. And then I'll be back to hang our meat. So I am ready with, okay. Ooh, here we go, here we go. All right. Oh. So obviously we're not gonna be able to hang this horizontally like I want it to. So I'm gonna put the big end down in there because it's got thicker. Oops, not that far. We'll go 2. If I go 3, it's gonna be too close to the coals down there. Then I just kind of want to support this middle. That's perfect. Heck yeah. All right, let me get you in here so you can see what this looks like from the top view. She made it. She's in there. Now, the one thing you guys are going to be like, Kris, what? Wait a minute. Where are the wood chips? How come you're not smoking it yet? Well, I want to pull it up to give it a little time to come up to temperature, and then we'll start. Not all the way up, but you know, like get her going real good. I've got the wood chips smoking. I've got the wood chips soaking in water. So they're ready to go in and don't burn. Ugh. Now what you see I'm doing is I'm gonna go ahead and put a probe in the middle of the meat. So that's meat temp. And then I also like to hang a probe, just hang it out here somewhere, just so I know what the temp is outside of the meat in the actual pit itself. So right now it says let me plug that in all the way. The pit 70 degrees and the piece of meat is 45. So we stick a lid on her. Now I'll probably come back out in an hour or so and I've opened the valve on the back side. Temp is already up to, excuse me, that was loud. Temp is already up to 130 and climbing. Let me get you over here. See this because it's digital, but, oh, and my fancy hook is oh, there we go. So the meat's 45 degrees and the temp in the barrel is 190 and climbing. And now we let her roll for a little while and I'll start throwing chips in to create more smoke as we need it. So we have been on roughly about an hour. The temp on the barrel is reading 266 degrees and the meat is running 77. So change of plans. I thought I had smoking chips, so I didn't. So I ran up to Home Depot real quick and just got some chunks. Got a piece of pecan and some hickory. And so you can see that there's no smoke coming out of here. So we're gonna literally just toss that in and let her rip. Let me see. Let me put this lid down. Okay. Show you the meat. So far, that's at an hour. Looks pretty good. Looks a little dry. I might come in, I'll go one more hour, and then I might come in and spray some vinegar on it just to be safe. But she's still in there. Looking good. Just the addition of that little bit of wood. Look, y'all. Look at all the smoke happening. That's what we want to see. Smoke, smoke, smoke. Quick temp check. We're at 255 now that the lid's back on and the meat is at 79 degrees. And I want to get to probably about, I don't know, 140, 150. And then we'll move to the next step. Alright, where are we at? I just opened the lid and moved some coals around, so let's look at it. I know, I've seen it. We're still smoking real good. Meat looks good still. Getting a good bark on there. So we're going to put the lid back on and let her roll for a minute, see if we can bring it back up. But the meat's at 124, that's good. And it is 11 o'clock. All right, it's 1:30. Can you see this is my barbecue vinegar. We'll spritz it a little bit. Come back out here in a couple minutes and do that again. It's 2 o'clock. We're at 1:47. Probably gonna pull it here in a minute. All right, y'all. I think we're gonna go ahead and pull it. That fire's burning out. We're sitting at 147. It looks like. Yeah, 147. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull it. What time is it? I think it's like, oh yeah, it's getting ready to be 2 o'clock. We started at 8. That's 6 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it. And I think I'm gonna finish this in the oven in the house because it's getting ready to start. The temp's getting ready to start dropping, even though it's a pretty day. So I think we'll just finish this in the house. It ain't gonna hurt nothing finishing it in the house. The neighbor's dog is excited, so excuse him. All right. So this fire is getting ready to go out, and I really don't feel like starting another fire because we're down to. We're at 147 on the meat, so that's really what matters. So if y'all can, I don't know if you can see it or not. We'll take better pictures on the inside, but we're gonna go ahead and pull this and call it good. Leave that there. All right, let me pull this probe out, and there. Hopefully, you'll be able to get a good picture of this. Oh my word, isn't she pretty? Look at that. Yeah, I'm definitely not mad at that. Look at that bark. We're gonna get it better, but this looks good for now. And then if you want to look down in there, you can see that almost all that charcoal is gone, which I think is wonderful because you're not wasting too much. So, and this brisket looks really, really good. I think it's gonna finish nicely in the house. We're just gonna open up this pit barrel and get it burning off so we can shut this guy down. Oh, does that not look beautiful? Look at this. Yes, please. We still have some time to go. Let me go get my thermometer so y'all can see a instant read on the inside of the house. Let's stuff that in there and let's watch that come up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take because we're gonna finish this inside. It's supposed to get really cold tonight. Now, if I was back home in Texas, we'd be doing all this outside because we don't want to heat our house up. But because it's supposed to actually get down to 28 tonight where I live. So we are gonna pull this out and we're gonna finish this in the house. And that way we can heat the house up a little bit. Plus it'll smell good. Now the probe outside said 147 and here we are. So that probe was pretty accurate. We are going to wrap this. And that is definitely a process. All right, so I found my butter. I don't know why I didn't set butter out earlier, but apparently I didn't. And I like to put butter in here. So what we're gonna do, and I don't know if you guys are used to doing this or not, but I like to use pink paper. And it's called butcher's paper, but it's smoking paper, and I call it pink paper. So I don't know. But this stuff works. So what I like to do is get me a good piece out that I know is gonna fit the brisket on the underneath side. I also like to double layer it, maybe with a piece of parchment that does not have any wax on it, or if it does, stick it on the bottom, because I'm trying to create like this barrier. We're gonna create like a paper boat so this thing can sit in it, okay? So now what we're gonna do is something real fun, which is pick this thing up and move it onto that paper without causing a major ruckus. And then picking it back up, sticking it on here. Now, that's good. I found me a bigger pan too, so now it fits all the way. Okay, so now that the hard work's done, I'm gonna go ahead and take these off because I'm not gonna be touching the meat anymore. And then what I like to do is come in with a couple pieces and wrap the other direction. So now we're gonna go this way with it. I'm just gonna pick it up, slide that under there. And you're like, Kris, that's a lot of paper. Yeah, that's a lot of meat too, so shove it up underneath there like that. Pick that up. Awesome. Now, need another big piece. Go across this way. That's gonna fit on here like this. Then we're gonna wrap it up, secure it. I just cheat, y'all. I don't even get butcher tape. Look, see how hard that is? Here's how hard it is. Yeah, that's a half a pound of butter. And it's gonna be okay. So I'm too cheap to go get butcher paper, or butcher tape. Guess what? You got painter's tape? Use it. Ain't that big a deal. Only thing we need to do is create a place where the steam can't get out. And you would do the same thing if you were putting it back on the grill. Okay? We're just gonna stick this right here. We'll tape it up. Now, if you wanted to like go bananas with the paper, which, I mean, you know me, I just want to get it done. I mean, you could like wrap the whole thing 18 times, and that's what happens when you forget to push do not disturb when you're filming. This is what I like to do. So basically, we're just creating a boat for this thing to sit in. And we'll tape her up. You could also do this in a way that the the seams were on the bottom, that would work too. But this is what we got, so this is what we're using. And that tape ain't gonna hurt nothing. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's toxic, blah, blah, blah. It's on the outside. I've never had an issue with it. It does just fine. All we want to do is seal up this package, okay? Just use some tape. If you don't feel safe, go get you some butcher tape. It's fine. I'm just showing you what I do because I use what I got. Okay. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to turn this oven on, probably 300. We're going to start there. I'm going to go get the probe from outside, put it back in the meat, and we're going to keep going. All right, so here we are. We got the measuring device from outside. I'm going to stick this right through the paper, back into the, there it goes, starts climbing. There we go. So then we are gonna, oh, don't forget to take your cast iron out that you store in your oven before you turn it on. Just saying. All right, there we go. Stay nice, y'all. I'm gonna shove you in there. And we're gonna set you right here. And when you get to 205, 200 to 205, we'll take you out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to 4 o'clock. That is our cutoff time. We have hit 190 degrees. That's, oh, excuse me, it just bumped to 192. I would prefer that it be closer to 200, but our time constraint is 4 o'clock, so we are going to pull this out of the oven and let her rest because she needs to rest for a solid 45 minutes to an hour. All right, y'all, I want you to see this firsthand. This is why resting is so important. It was 192 when we pulled it out of the oven, right? You see it's 196, and it has been resting for exactly 20 minutes. So it is very important that it doesn't matter what it is, brisket, big old turkey, any large piece of meat, you let it rest because you can see there it is right there. It has continued to cook to raise the temperature to 196, and all we did was pull it out of the oven and set it on the counter. All right, big reveal. Here we go. Oh, that was anticlimactic. Don't laugh. My cameraman's laughing at me, y'all. All right. This is so exciting. This is like the best part of the day. This is like better than Christmas. Oh, look at the paper. Oh, look at all the butter. Oh my gosh. This is so good. This is a family show. Calm down, Kris. Oh, wow. Oh, I wish you guys, could smell this. Okay, ready? Drum roll. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Oh, look at the bark, y'all. Holy cannoli. Oh, my stars. Hold on, let me get out of the way. Good Lord, y'all. Look at that. Look how beautiful she is. I think she turned out perfect. She's been resting for an hour. That's all. So that's that stick, 2 sticks of butter. Did we do 2 sticks of butter? 2 sticks of butter and all of the juices. Oh my goodness, y'all. If you could smell what's going on. Holy Toledo, Jiminy Christmas. All right, we're gonna get it out of this. We're gonna get it onto the cutting board and we're gonna slice some up for you so we can see what that smoke ring looks like. We'll be right back. Yeah, look at all that juice. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna dump this juice into that bowl real quick. And let me see if I can do this on my own. because we want to save this. And we can use this like as an au jus when we get ready to package it. Oh my goodness, y'all. I wish you guys could smell this. Look how much we got. Man, that's crazy. That looks so good. I am so impressed and so excited to just dig into this. Okay. All right, you ready? Oh gosh, my painter's tape's everywhere. Okay. All right, are you ready for the big reveal? Where are we gonna cut? Let's cut right here. Oh my God, look at that bark. Ready? Oh, we did good, y'all. I mean, we did real good. Okay, ready? Cameraman, you ready?
Ready.
Oh, look how pretty. Now this has been sitting for an hour, y'all. You see why you need to, look, the juices are still running. This could have probably gone for another hour. To see the juices running? My goodness. Look at that. Look at that. She's pretty, y'all. All right, we're gonna taste test off camera. So I just want y'all to see this. I think we done good, okay? Next time we let this rest for an extra hour. We just ran out of time. We literally have to get this processed and moving. So I think we did good. Just needs an extra hour of rest because these juices are running too fast for my liking. So anywho, thanks for watching, y'all. We promise it's gonna be good. Talk to you later.